And welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Rogue Actions Part 2. Guys, if you are just joining us, that means that you missed the best, most epic episode of Rogue Actions where you get to see how Ram and I are totally brain dead on a Monday, guys. Get over and check out Part 1. The link for that is, I pushed the wrong button. I told you it's a Monday. We can't think straight, guys. Now, seriously, check out the link down below, guys, to check out Part 1 of Rogue Actions, guys.
Is that the right link?
That's the correct one this time, yeah. For those of you who don't know, we're filming this on a Monday because of the long weekend, and we're both brain dead, or at least I'm brain dead enough that it's rubbing off on Ram. That's probably the more accurate descriptor here, guys. But we are going to get into Part 2, guys, of Rogue Actions. We talked a little bit earlier about Ezra and his abilities and how he is going to perform now that he's out in the game. In our portion of the video here, we're going to talk a little bit more about Sabine. So Sabine obviously has been in the game. We've seen some testing of her. Most people are probably, if they're unlocking her, are probably going to be unlocking her starting tomorrow or the day after. So we want to talk a little bit about her abilities, how she's performing, and how we see her working in Grand Arena without Ahsoka, kind of like we did with Ezra. So with that being said, Ram, let's go ahead and switch on over to our game and check out a little bit of some Sabine action. So first and foremost, obviously, when I say people are going to be ready for this over the next day or two, guys, I'm talking about the whales. I'm talking about the people that are going for Ahsoka. If you're not going for Ahsoka, you're probably talking like, 3 stars, gear 11. And that's a whole different discussion that we'll get to here in a moment. We're going to start with if you have the absolute ideal best version of Sabine, and then go down from there. So, first of all, the things that we have seen from her. So, Ram, we kind of went over abilities with Ezra. We talked a little bit about what Zetas we should get, Omicrons we should get. We're going to kind of do the same thing here first with Sabine as well. Sure. So, all of her first 3 things, her basic, her 2 specials that she's got here, these are not Omicrons, they are not Zetas. They're pretty straightforward. Her unique, though, is where she has a Zeta and an Omicron. So the Zeta ability, fairly lengthy here, guys. Not terrible, though. Whenever Ahsoka Tano uses an ultimate ability, Sabine gains 10 stacks of Force Connection. We know that Force Connection is going to be very, very, very important, kind of like the stacks of... what does Balin have? The stacks of... I forget, Sabine, or not Sabine, Shin has it, whatever it is. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Remember.
But that's obviously going to be a very important aspect to her kit. And 5% mastery for the rest of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. At 20 stacks of Force Connection, and every 10 stacks thereafter, I feel like that should say thereafter, not after. Anyway, Sabine gains an extra 50% critical damage for the rest of battle. In theory, this sounds like this could be really, really, really good, because she's going to stack and stack and stack and stack critical damage over and over and over and over again. And theoretically, she's going to have mad, crazy amounts of critical damage. But here's the problem. All of this statement, unless I can't read, which is possible, all of these statements, guys, are pretty much tied to whenever Ahsoka Tano uses an ultimate ability. That's the problem here. In my opinion, because of that first sentence, and the way that I'm reading it is that all of these other things are tied to that, this pretty much is useless. Ram, am I reading that correctly, or is it a Monday and my brain's just not working correctly? Both are possible.
So I'm not, yeah, it is definitely Monday. No, so the way I'm reading it is, yes, there is the part of, when she uses an ultimate ability. However, there's also the part of once she hits certain levels of Force Connection, she gets certain things. Problem is Force Connection, according to her ability, whenever another Spectre ally, not just Ahsoka, but whenever another Spectre ally uses a special ability, she gains a stack of Force Connection, doubled if the ally is Ahsoka Tano. Good point. Then whenever she gains a stack of Force Connection from another Spectre ally, she gains an additional stack of Force Connection. The problem is like we said with Ezra, there's no Spectres.
Yeah.
You're not going to be running her with Spectres right now. So that Zeta is completely irrelevant as far as a Zeta is needing, because you don't have Ahsoka and you're not really going to run her with Spectres right now. to really gain any benefit from that.
That's a really good point, guys. So,
however, you do have to apply the Ami. If you apply the Ami, you have to apply the Zeta. So we'll see if the Ami makes us have to change our mind.
Right. So very good point there, Ram. Guys, so like I said, we did talk on part 1 over on Ram's channel about what comps we would see currently with Ahsoka not in the game. Like, where would we see Sabine, where would we see Ezra, et cetera, et cetera. And basically, the TLDR, that is, Sabine's really only going to be used with Mandalorians at this stage of the game. She's not really going to go with any other Spectres. So even though, good point, I was only talking about her ultimate ability with Ahsoka, the rest of this isn't necessarily tied to that, but it is still useless at this point. So, very good point, Ram. Now, Ram brought up a good point here. The Omicron, however, might be worthwhile, but if we get the Omicron, we do have to get the Zeta. So, the Omicron, I am not reading all of this to you guys, okay? I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. Basically, they get a bunch of stats, okay? She gets Ancestral Resolve or Force Connection, okay? She gains a whole bunch of the damage and all of that stuff. Gets all of those things. She gets the battle with 20 stacks of Force Connection. So that gives her a little bit of a little boost to that, which can kind of help there. Whenever Ezra Exile gains Purgle Migration, he gains an additional 5 stacks of Purgle Migration. Whenever a Spectre ally loses Exile, they gain 300% offense for 2 turns. So the last part of the clause, that's some pretty great stuff, right? I mean, especially if we're considering the Ahsoka part of it. The Ahsoka Tana uses a special ability, she gains 10% ultimate charge. There's a lot of really good stuff there at the end, but once again, you're pretty much not going to use it. So we pretty much can eliminate that whole last half of the ability here, and we're pretty much only looking at the front half of the ability. And I want to point out, sorry, I was speed reading, guys. The 20 stacks of Force Connection that she starts with, that's only if Ahsoka is the leader. So even that part of it is gone. So Ram, with that being said, do you think the bonus stats in the Ancestral Resolve / crit damage defense pen is enough here? Or are you saying, nah, we just gotta wait?
So let me just put this into perspective, guys. So with GAC Amis, you have 9 times a month that you can use that. With TB Amis, you have 6 battles, 12 battles a month that you can use that. With the TW Ami, you have 4 battles a month that you can use that. All right. Now, at this point in the game, with how the kid is, because we don't have Ahsoka and you're not going to run her with Ezra, this Ami is Mandalorian, light side Mandalorian allies have 50% defense, offense, and 30 speed. And then she might gain a little bit of crit damage stacking and defense penetration stacking. Might. Is that worth 20 Amis for 4 battles a month? Hey, if you are one of those whales that buys the $300 pack every time it comes out and it gives you 3.5 Amis, by all means, hey, you know what? Apply it to your heart's content. But me, I have a lot of Amis, but I don't really have a lot of Amis because I'm saving them for characters. And I don't care about TW. But even if I did care about TW, for just stats and the potential of having a little bit of extra stacking crit damage and defense pen, which, by the way, I would assume once GL Ahsoka comes out, there's going to be a lot more ways for her to gain those, which would increase tenfold the amount of times that she's going to gain stacking crit damage and defense pen.
Right.
No, it's just no. Hard no.
So
move on.
Let me ask you this, Ram. So obviously there's a lot of things we don't know about Ahsoka's kid at this point, but is this an Omicron you would consider putting on once Ahsoka comes out? Or are you still not impressed with it overall?
No, I'm very impressed with it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was someone who actually cared about TW, I would consider putting it on.
Yeah.
If I was somebody who cared, I don't care, as I've stated so many times. So it will never go on for me. But I would not complain about people if they applied it after GL Ahsoka came out, because I presume that this Ami is going to be kind of like Mara Jade with Starkiller. right?
Yeah.
Starkiller is utterly useless in TW until you have the Mara Jade Ami, and then all of a sudden he becomes actually pretty
Useful.
solid in
Right.
TW.
Juhani takes
So
him over
same
the
kind of
top.
aspect.
But yeah, same idea. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
same idea.
I think here's the thing. I think if you're investing in Ahsoka, you're probably going to invest this because you want her to be viable in all game modes essentially. So I know for me, I don't put a ton of TW Omicrons on my teams. I've got a couple, maybe 4 or 5 at total. But this is one I probably would consider. Like, I'll probably try to save this in the bank, and then if everything is done and I'm all good to go and I still got it, then okay, yeah, let's throw it on there to get full viability. But I think outside of that, yeah, I think most people definitely pass on the Omicron. And realistically, until you have Ahsoka, there's zero reason to go for the Zeta either. So I think without a doubt, both of these are a pass.
Well, and real quick, can we just imagine how nasty Ahsoka is going to be in TW with this, right? There's 50% defense, offense, and 30 speed doubled for Spectre allies. So that's going to be 100% defense, offense, and 60 speed on top of whatever Ahsoka's lead and unique gives the entire team, which generally GLs give speed anyways. So we could be looking at easily 90 to 120 speed added onto characters with this TW Ami.
The thing that I'm
once GL
actually
Ahsoka comes out.
the most intrigued by right now, so obviously I think she's going to be your big damage dealer because of all of the stack and crit damage. What really intrigues me is the Purgle migration actually, and its relationship with Exile, because as it says here, whenever a Spectre ally loses Exile, they gain 300% offense for 2 turns. And I think when this full team is realized, Ezra is going to be passing Exile all over the place. And your team is just going to start whacking people with 300% offense for 2 turns. Yeah, it's just going to be, poof, you're gone. See you later. Like, it's almost like giving everybody a cat ability. Like, I can easily envision that kind of thing happening here. And I think the stacks are going to be very vital. Meathead made it clear the stacks, all the stacks. You know, I think he was nerding out about the stacks. So clearly that's going to be a big thing. But anyway, TLDR again, guys. Here, in terms of the abilities, yes, put the basic and specials on. That's fine. But save the Zeta and the Omicron until we actually have the full-fledged Ahsoka. Now, Ram, with that being said, let's talk more about why Sabine makes us sad. So those were 2 things that make Sabine sad for us. Now, let's talk about, if you don't have those things, you don't have Ahsoka, which none of us have Ahsoka at the moment, where are you going to put her, and what is she going to do for you? So, first answer, Ram, where would you put Sabine at if you had her and you don't have Ahsoka?
With Mandalorian?
Yeah, that's kind of the obvious choice here.
Right?
She sucks with the Mandalorians. Spoiler alert, guys. So there's been a lot of testing with her at high relic levels too, might I add. Not just gear like 11 here, like what we're showing you right now. She has not done anything with the Mandalorians. And the big reason is because she's not stacking enough crit damage. She's not stacking enough mastery. The damage just is not there. Like, she, at some of her highest points of damage, was double hitting for a total of 60,000 damage. Like, nothing. Like, very, 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 very minimal damage. It was really, really disappointing. Which leads us to the question then, if she's there and she's surviving, she's got some viability survivability-wise, and she's not doing a ton of damage, what is the benefit of her being in there versus any of the other core Mandalorian team? And obviously, guys, we're talking about the Bo Mandalorian team primarily right now. That's kind of the first thought process that would pop into our brains here. Why would you substitute one of them out? Like even who would you substitute out? Paz? Like,
no.
Like, there's just OG Bo that takes out the survivability of the team. Like, it's just, I was hoping that we at least would have her be able to go into a Mandalorian team and give you some damage. You know what I mean? At least pump up the damage of that team a little bit. And we didn't see any of that in the initial testing, guys. It just does not look good. So, Ram, if we don't use her with an Ahsoka team, because she's not out yet, and we don't use her with a bow team because she's not very good there, we're probably not going to use her with Mandalorian, with Mandalorians, with Mandalorians. Where does she go?
You could put her with a Seer team, but the problem is you already have the Seer team because she's UFO, but you already have the Seer team kind of set up too, right? With Seer, Cal, Malicos, obviously, Fulcrum, and then that fifth, I guess you could kind of
maybe
mix and match.
Maybe if you're not using Crew, maybe Crew's going with with
Slacker or something.
Yeah, maybe. And if Maul's not there because he's doing his own thing, or / with Lord Vader, maybe
you've got Starkiller because she's technically an UFO. You could put her in there as your light side UFO.
That's possible.
But the problem is why would you want to replace Visas?
Right.
So that doesn't make much sense. The last one that comes to mind is Rey. But again, Rey already has so many other really good characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would want to really substitute her right now. We'll have to wait till 5s. I don't think there's anywhere right now with 3v3 that you're going to want to put her in anywhere. I think she's just kind of just here if you have her, cool. In 5s, there might be a spot where you can slide her in somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I could see maybe throwing her in with Rey and Ezra Exile in 5s. Same thing maybe with the Seer team if you pull out Crew and you pull out Maul. At least with that team, there's a Fulcrum synergy. Same thing if you have her with Exile in a Rey team. At least there's some, Spectre synergy there. But man, she just doesn't have a home, guys. She has no home. Like she makes me sad. She's sad, guys. She's sad because she wants a home. Sad Sabine. Poor sad Sabine. Now do you guys know why Sabine is sad? That's why, guys, because she doesn't have anywhere to go. Hopefully, guys, she has some more viability once Ahsoka comes out. Good Lord, I hope so.
I would presume so.
Yeah, but it kind of stinks that she's coming out in 3s. I think if she came out in 5s, maybe we could find something for her to do. But without a doubt, you're just not using her at all at this point in 3s. She's just going to sit on your bench and do nothing. Even if you do happen to have her at 7 stars and at relic levels soon, like I will. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments down below. Is there a place that we're missing here for Sabine? Is there a team that we actually could use her at in 3s to get some viability out of her, some use out of her? We're not thinking of anything. She's just sad and she's lonely and she wants friends, guys. Let us know in the comments who her friends could be in 3v3. All right, moving on to our next topic of discussion. Ram, we finally had the 3rd set of Ahsoka Rex dropped. Obviously, Sabine at Relic 7 was one of them. We knew about Rex at Relic 7. This is the 501st version of Rex, to be clear, guys. And we also knew, obviously, Fulcrum at Relic 9. We had all of that information prior to this episode of Rogue Actions. We talked about that in some other episodes of Rogue Actions. But the biggest update that has happened since then is the 4th of the 3rd set. I hope I said that right. The 4th of the 3rd set, which is none other than Barriss Offee at Relic 5. We're going to talk a little bit here now, guys, about that 3rd set, what it looks like, what we think of it overall, and then where we think they're going with the 4th set moving forward. So, Ram, first and foremost, with the 3rd set that we've got here, including Barriss, do you think this 3rd set was good, bad, kind of in the middle? What do you think on this 3rd set of Rex, sir? I'll go ahead and bring it up here on the screen here in a moment.
The 3rd set, it made sense. I don't think it was something. It's not bad. It could have been a lot worse. Obviously, I think we kind of expected, we expected Padawan Sabine Wren to be, if they're gonna bring her out, she's gonna be a requirement. So that requirement is not an issue for me. Fulcrum being at Relic 9, that's precedent because the other 2 Ahsokas are already required at Relic 9.
Yep.
Of course, you're going to have the 3rd version of Ahsoka at Relic 9.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And then Rex being, I think he's at what, relic 7, right?
Yep.
That's an easy call because a lot of people are already going to have him at relic 5 minimum for gas teams. So a couple extra levels there, not too difficult. And a lot of people already have him at relic 7 anyways. And then Barriss makes sense from the storyline because of how closely tied her and Ahsoka are. But then also relic 5 is, I feel like, a gimme. They could have easily done in relic 7, relic 8, but the relic 5, a lot of people are already going to have her at relic 5 because prior to them changing the way that Datacrons worked, Datacrons used to require minimum relic 5 across the team. So a lot of people, myself included, took her up to relic 5 so that we can use her in various teams with Datacrons. So I literally don't have to make any change to her. I can just, done. There we go. I already meet that requirement. That's an easy one.
I was actually kind of disappointed that it was Barriss Offee, just because I don't like Barriss Offee that much. Like, nothing against her character in the game. I just don't like her character in Star Wars that much. So I was kind of like, meh. But as far as like a requirement goes, this is a gift. Like, this was a gimme in my opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fulcrum and R9. Yes, 3 R9s is a steep task, guys. But as soon as Snips was R9, we all knew all 3 of them were going to be R9. It was a guarantee. Rex at R7, like you said, not bad at all. Like, I feel like this, for the most part, was a gift and an easy set of 3 outside of, obviously, Sabine. Which scares me. That scares me. Because if this was that easy, I'm worried about what the 4th set is going to look like. Because that's the one that's going to be the shortest amount of time for us to work on. So, moving it to our 4th set here, guys. Looking at our 4th set. So, we know one of them is going to be a ship. Okay? And there's been a ton of speculation from people about, are they going to drop Ahsoka's ship? Are they going to use Snips' ship that we already have in the game? That's one item of discussion. And then, obviously, the other 3 are going to be light side characters. Ram, let's talk about the ship first. Do you think it is going to be Snip's ship, or do you think they're actually going to bring in, like, another ship, possibly Ahsoka's ship that she has in the show?
Snip's ship would be too easy at this
point. Really?
You
You think so?
It'd be too easy. I don't think they'll do that.
Wow.
Well, no, like Snip's ship, not Ahsoka's ship.
Yeah, Snip's ship.
Snips, the Arc 2 or AR, whatever those things are. Anakin's ship type looking thing. Yeah.
The
ETA 2,
whatever
right?
it is. Yeah.
No, it's ETA 2. Yeah. I was thinking ARC, but that's the clone one. No, that one would be too easy. I would love for them to do that. But, I mean, the ship requirements are always only 7-star. There's no relic requirement to those. It's just 7-star. Everybody has that ship at 7-star. So, as much as I would love that, I don't think they'll do that. Here's what I'm thinking. I think either we're going to get a fleet chase of Snip's ship, or Ahsoka's ship, the red-looking weird thing, whatever.
Right.
Fish-looking thingy-mabob, or something else, because Bo-Katan is in here, right? She's a requirement, right?
Bo is not no, she's not a requirement.
She's not yet.
Not yet.
I think I'm anticipating her being a requirement, and here's where I'm going with this. She has a ship. We don't have that ship in game yet. They could easily bring in the gauntlet.
Wait, so you think they're gonna bring in her gauntlet? Plus make Bo Mandalore a requirement. Plus Plo Koon. We're going to talk about Plo in a second, guys. Plus Hu Yang? That's a bridge too far.
You want to drown some people, though? You want to drown some people. Here's the thing.
If they do that, I'm done.
Would they? You're not going to be done. You've already gone in this far. No. You are lying through your teeth right now. No, you're lying. You have 99 out of 100 on Sabine Wren, and the only reason why is because you're waiting till tomorrow to get your free shards.
Yeah.
You're telling me that after the amount of investments you've gone in
Yeah.
on 3 sets of requirements, and you're 12 out of 17 right now completed. You're almost 13. You're telling me that if they brought out another ship and Hu Yang, that you would just say, you know what? All my investment is done. I'm not going to unlock Ahsoka right now. I'll get her when I get her.
Yeah, because I don't have Bo either. So I'd have to go super crazy hard on Bo and all of those requirements, plus a new Galactic Chase ship. And that's even assuming it's a Galactic Chase. It's probably going to not be a Galactic Chase. It'll probably be the same thing as the Punishing one.
Didn't her event just come out not too long ago?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Isn't it out right now?
I believe it is active right now, yes, as of recording.
Huh. It's almost like you should get it right now.
She'll be available December 10th as well.
Oh, well then what are you complaining about? You're going to have her December 10th.
But
you already have all the requirements for her?
Massively steep expense. An epic confrontation character.
Oh, because
a
Lord
brand
Vader
new
wasn't?
ship. It'll be a total of 5 marquee characters, a marquee ship, and an epic confrontation character. And
because Lord Vader was not a steep price?
Not like that, no.
What do you mean?
The relic. Listen,
Lord Vader was ridiculously steep. Lord Vader is the steepest that we've had up until now.
Yes.
No, he's the steepest that we've had, period.
No.
Because we don't have all the requirements for Ahsoka yet.
No, the Relic 9s take this over the top. This is not only are the Relic 9s here, but also there are more marquees here than there were for Vader.
I thought there were 3 for Vader.
3 marquees?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very possible. I don't know for sure, but it was not this many. So there's no way.
How many marquees do we have right now? 4? No, 3. We have 3 right now, right?
No, currently 4. We had Death
Night
Trooper, Peridea, Enoch, Night Trooper,
Enoch,
plus Sabine, plus Hu Yang is pretty much assumed at this point. That's 5. That's more. That by itself is more marquees than we've ever had for any GL. To add a ship on top of that, plus an epic confrontation character.
How much of a fan favorite is she though?
She's a fan favorite, but they're not going to make. No. Listen, they can do Hu Yang.
You're not going to be done.
Maybe
they're going to do it. If they do it, you'll go all in.
No. Here's what I could see. No. Okay. So one. Hu Yang is pretty much. let's talk about the 2 known things pretty much at this stage of the game. Yep. Plo Koon, we pretty much are guaranteed he's going to be in this wreck because something we discussed early in Ram's portion of the video, guys. Go check it out. Plo's pretty much guaranteed he's going to be one of the 4 here. Hu Yang also probably a guarantee is one of the 4 because of the log and rewards with Swordy being the reward. So that's kind of a good clue that Hu Yang is coming. So those 2 are pretty much a guarantee. Here's the thing. Look at the other 3, I should say, wrecks so far. We've had a 5, a 7, an 8, a 9. A 5, a 7, a 7, a 9. A 5, a 7, a 7, a 9. So it's either 5, 7, 9, and then either 7 or 8, okay? Plo Koon probably going to be an 8, would be my guess.
Yep.
Hu Yang, 7. Guaranteed, because he's new. So at this point, you now have a 9 and a 5. If Bo is one of your wrecks, that's your 9. Okay? Because Bo is a very steep requirement. That's a Relic 9 equivalent easily. Which means that your other one is a Relic 5 equivalent. A brand new ship is not a Relic 5 Barriss Offee equivalent. A snip ship a Snips ship, however, would be an equivalent to that. Because here's the thing people are forgetting. All the speculation I've heard about a new ship is from late game players. Because for late game players, ships are not a gate. We all have the ships because we've farmed them for so long. If you're a new player, everything on here is something you can whale on relatively easily. You know what you can't whale on relatively easily? Ships. Including Snip's ship. God, I have to enunciate so bad now. So we might think the Snip ship is super easy. All the plosives coming out of me right now. But for a new player or even a mid-level player, that ship could be a very difficult farm for a lot of people. Like, that's the thing I think we're forgetting, guys, is that we're not all late game players. There are a lot of early game, mid game players that are going to go for this because you just need the relic levels and you need the new characters. There are no, correct me if I'm wrong, there are no conquest characters in this. General Skywalker is kind of your epic confrontation one, but he's very, very purchasable at this point in time. What is it, like $50 and you can get him? I think is what it is. So like
some of that.
It's not like there are conquest characters in here that take forever to get. So the snips, no, the price you're putting on this fourth set, man, that's way too high. No new players, no mid-level players will be getting her if that happens. Period. End of discussion. If it's snips, yeah, that becomes a little bit easier for late game players. But if it's Bo, that's still a lot of people that have to push. Bo plus Hu Yang, that's a big push for even late game players. Like, dude, I cannot see what you're putting out there, man. I can't. I think it's gonna be Plo, Hu Yang, Snips, and I hate to say it, but I think Bo's gonna be in that last set. I really do. I don't like it, but I think it's gonna happen. What do you think? Am I being reasonable or ridiculous right now?
You're being ridiculous, and the reason why is because. Yes, they are a gate, and I'm trying to look right now to see if I can see anything. I feel like I saw something somewhere say something about a potential what's that ship event that always that comes out when they bring out a new ship. What the hell?
Are you talking about the Galactic Chase? I don't think they're doing this anymore.
Galactic Chase.
I
saw something somewhere. I saw something somewhere that referenced the Galactic Chase.
That might have been speculation, but no, I think once Punishing One came out with the new marquee system, I think that's the way everything's going to be from now on. I think they're getting good numbers back on that. They're which makes sense. People are willing to invest a little bit in it to speed up the farm. It's not like you're trying to take a character flat out from 0 to 100. You're maybe just taking them up from 0 to 50, and you don't have to spend a crap ton of money. So I think a lot of people are engaging in that system. So I think they want to test that out with fleets too, and I think they're probably going to see good numbers on that too. I think Galactic Chases are done. I think they're dead.
But so to your point though, you said it's hard for anybody that's new. It's easy for anybody that's new to whale on anything except for ships, right? So if they make Ahsoka ships, Snips ship.
It's tough.
Thank you for that one. If they make that a requirement, there's no way for anybody to farm that or whale on that without them bringing out some sort of pack, which means that there would be no point for anybody to invest that heavily into that.
Not so fast, my friend. I need to be able to look this up, and I don't have it readily available. So the Anakin Lightspeed bundle, I believe includes the negotiator stuff, which I believe includes Snips's ship. I could be wrong on that one, but I believe that is included in there. And if that's the case, all they got to do is drop that in December, and I'm pretty sure they're bringing a lot of these Lightspeed bundles back in December. You drop that in December, suddenly all the new people that don't have that ship can easily whale on that very quickly. Let's see here. I can't see the ship's picture. I've got the characters. I don't see the ships.
I don't see the ships either right now. I'm looking. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I got it too.
Purchase limit 2.
Purchase limit 1 is what I'm seeing. Anyway.
Anniversary ship trove?
Oh, I wasn't looking at that. I was just looking at the General Skywalker Lightspeed bundle. The General Skywalker Lightspeed bundle, the ships part of it includes Snips's ship at 7 stars. So for new players, all you got to do is buy that bundle.
Which is how much?
$50.
They make more money off of bringing out a new ship, though.
But would they? Because again, new players.
Yes.
I hate you. No. I think you're,
how many people? Let's say that there's I don't know, 5,000. Let's throw a number out there. Let's say 5,000 people are going to get GL Ahsoka, right? Now let's take let's go easy. Let's say 3,500 of those are mid to late game players that already have Snip's ship, and they have everything else, and they will get her. So those 3,500 people are all people that are not buying that bundle at $50 to get the ship requirement portion of GL Ahsoka, versus all 5,000 would need to pay, let's say, $100. It's probably more, but let's just say $100. All 5,000 people would need to pay $100 in order to get Ahsoka's ship or Bo's ship, whatever it is, to unlock GL Ahsoka. Who's making more money?
You know who's making more money? That's who. I'm done with it. I don't like it. I don't want it. No, it's ridiculous.
You only don't want it because
it's ridiculous.
Because you've had to spend money on Inquisitors and you don't have the resources.
They better not do that. I'm not going to be happy at all if they put a new ship. Just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I've heard the argument for it. Why? It's like Hera. Why? Why would you bring out a New Republic ship or Ahsoka ship? It's not going to do anything. It doesn't go anywhere or do anything. It makes no sense. It's dumb. Just make it Snips' ship. It's an easy one for late game players, and the newbies can buy it for $50 to be done. It's ridiculous. Guys, let us know in the comments down below. What is it going to be? And more importantly, tell Ram why he's ridiculous about this and why I am totally reasonable in my thought process.
Okay, sure.
All right. Last but not least, guys, moving on to something that we can all agree on. Probably not, but we'll try. Master of memes, guys. We've got a epic battle of memes for this evening. For today for you guys. Well, it's been a long Monday, guys. It's been a long Monday. All right, today's Master of Memes. I just realized it's all there. Anyway, today's Master of Memes, we've got me waiting for the Dasher to snap a pic of my food and leave. For those of you guys that, I guess I have to give some context. For those of you that have not seen The Acolyte, this is Darth Plagueis in The Acolyte, guys. Spoiler alert. Don't worry, this was probably the best part of the entire show. So, you don't need to go and watch anything else. This was it. This was his entire cameo. He was nowhere else to be seen. Do not waste your time going to watch The Acolyte just to try to find
He doesn't even say anything, does he?
More of him. No, this is it. This is literally it. This is like a single frame. That's it. So, good job. You got the best part of Acolyte. You're done. I saved you guys some time. So, versus explain a film plot badly. I can't even talk anymore. I can't even talk. A green goblin on ketamine teaches a teenager how to use magic so he can kill his dad. All right, Ram. Which one of these? By the way, guys. I'll explain it in a second. Ram, which one do you think is the better meme?
All right, so I love the explain a film plot badly because there's like a YouTube series or whatever of I forget it's like take plots that are 2.5 hours long of a movie and give them a really stupid reason as to what it actually really boils down to. And it's hysterical to watch because they'll come up with things like this of like, this is literally all it boils down to, and you drag that out for 2.5 hours. How?
It's
like the way that they explain the Avengers. I forget how they do it, but it's just it's funny as hell all hell. So that is completely funny and Star Wars related. It's completely appropriate. I love it. However, as someone who is currently going through this whole whatever I'm going through right now, I've had to pick up a little bit of door dashing on the side to help. So I completely understand the first meme, so much so that as someone who delivers food, I have had this happen to me. I have literally had someone staring at me through the window as I'm in my car completing the order, or even worse, I could see them behind the door because you know how you have like that sheen type of thing over the side window doors, whatever, sheen curtains.
Yep.
I have seen the outlook of them on there, like they are standing right next to the door, and it still tells me to deliver the food on their doorstep and then leave. And I'm like, human interaction scares. This is what I was referencing in my video earlier. Human interaction scares you so much.
Yeah.
You are probably living in someone's basement, and you probably don't know the touch of
hey now
whatever gender that you like.
Hey now. listen, sir. I do not live in the basement, and I do this stuff too. You know what's the most awkward when this happens is when they shoot you a message and it says I'm here. And I'm like, what do you want me to say to that? Like, I'm not coming out. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Like, I want to be like, bro, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm like, don't talk to me, please don't talk to me. Like, just leave it go.
Yeah. For me, the first meme is the winner of this one by far, and it's simply just because of how relatable it is and scarily accurate.
It is very accurate. Absolutely. Yeah. So, guys, normally we vote on these on our live streams on Twitch on Friday nights. This weekend, unfortunately, I was, like I said, on my hunting trip, so we couldn't do that. So this week's Master of Memes, we just voted on between the two of us here. And I think it's a pretty clear winner. I think we would have had a very clear winner on this one regardless, especially when we talked about how awkward we are and all that kind of stuff. The chat would have loved it. So, without a doubt, guys, our Master of the Memes winner for this week is none other than me waiting for the Dasher to snap a pic of my food and leave. Stop being awkward. Please just go. Please just go. Guys, our winner for this week is none other than, how on point is this? Russ Cooks.
Oh, wow. So surprised.
With the win. Guys, if you like today's meme, let us know in the comments down below. But more importantly, if you've got a meme that you think is better and you would like to submit to our Master of Memes competition, feel free to head over to the Discord channel. You can find the link for that down below, everybody. And leave your meme in the Master of Memes channel, and we will add it to our list and add you to the docket, guys. Russ Cooks, I believe, is on a 2-week win streak right now, guys. Somebody needs to get in there and take him down. Who is going to be the next winner, guys? We'll find out next week on Rogue Actions. Ram! Any final parting words, sir? Or are you going to be like the DoorDash driver and just peace?
Normally, yes, I would just do that. However, what was Snip's ship called?
I don't know. Words I'm done saying at this point.